What's Ken? You have whiteout? Did you find your whiteout?
No, I don't know if I even looked for it.
Brittany?
A lot of people checking in. Megan Thompson. I'm seeing Megan Thompson.
She's not.
Wayne Ferris, Michael, Megan Thompson. Oh, Megan Thompson. Good morning, Ms. Relay. Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. And Indian Falls, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Judge Woodruff. We're going to get started. This is an eviction hearing for cause number 1723. This is Indian Falls Apartments versus Brittany Relay. And this property is located at 4540 Barnett Road, apartment 183. Is that the correct address?
Yes. Yes, it is.
All right. All right, let me get everybody sworn in real quick. So if you could raise your right hand for me, please. I do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Okay, thank you. All right, so it looks like Indian Falls Apartment is filed a petition for eviction. It looks like they're requesting because of non-payment of rent. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, it's for that and also of criminal activity. Ms. Rulo got arrested back in, I believe it was October, November. And she never bring me any paperwork or anything that we asked her for.
It's a lie.
She was
Hang on, Ms. Relay.
She was with Section 8, and Section 8 terminated her assistance back in December, and they stopped paying for her just because of that arrest. And we have been trying to get in touch with her, send her notices. She's not responding. She's not responding to our phone calls. And right now she has an outstanding balance of $2,793. And she's just staying in there and not, you know, like I said, she's not responding or anything. And it's time for her to go.
Okay, well, on your petition, you didn't say anything about criminal activity on it.
I'm sorry, I thought I did.
It's blank. All you're asking for is $1,770 on your petition, and you just submitted that to $2,793.
Yes, the reason why is because Section 8 stopped paying for her. They were paying for her and they stopped. The last payment we received from Section 8, it was back in December. So her assistance, her rent is $695, and her assistance she was paying $695 and she was paying us $354. So her assistance was $341. Well, that assistance, the last payment we received from Section 8 was back in December. So as January, February, March, she's responsible for the full amount just because they're not paying for her anymore.
Okay.
And when I talked to her social worker, she said that they were not gonna do assistance with her anymore because of her criminal activity as well. So she's not going back to Section 8.
Okay. All right, one second. All right, Mrs. Roulet, am I pronouncing your name correct?
It's Rulo.
Rouleau, okay,
That's okay.
thank you.
Do I have time or a turn to talk and let you know what's going on?
Yes, ma'am, that's what I'm gonna do right now.
Okay,
So before you start, let me ask you a couple questions, okay?
okay.
All right, so Ms. Rouleau, are you currently in the apartment, ma'am?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, and are you currently not under any government assistance?
No, because I got arrested back in October 3rd, and due to my son causing a lot of problems, he had made some false allegations, and I got bonded out on December 3rd, so that started my late rent. And then I'm working with Rebecca Rudy at the Public Defender's Office, but I have no criminal activity. I have not been convicted of anything yet. We're going to go to a jury trial as soon as it comes available and prove myself innocent.
Okay, have you paid any rent since December?
No, I have not. I've tried to work with, I've tried to write a letter to this woman. I forgot what her name was, but at the apartment complex, and I've reached out to them several times to let them know what was going on and if they could please work with me. And I also told them that Rolling Plains, I signed up for electric assistance and rental assistance, which I have a packet right here I'd like to explain to you when you have time, that I got from Rolling Plains. But I told them my bond payment's $400, and with me that taken out of my disability check, I only make $938. I told them if they can work with me, I would try. But as of right now, I told Jessica, which I usually talk to, which is her assistant, that I was signing up for rental assistance, which I got the paperwork in the mail just yesterday that they were going to help me for 6 months. And the reason I have not been returning her phone calls is because I have a new number, and I've tried to call yesterday and the day before, and no one answered the office.
Okay, what kind of rental assistance are you trying to get?
Well, in this paperwork, Rolling Plains, I told them that I was behind in rent and that I needed some help because I'm on disability, and due to my son causing problems for me, I got kicked off Section 8. So they said if I fill out this paperwork here, that they can help me get caught up on my rent and then help me for rental assistance for 6 months. And it's right here in the Rolling Plains.
Okay, and have you filled out a CDC declaration?
What is that, sir?
It should have been part of your documents that you were served by the constable.
I just, he signed this. I didn't know I had to fill out anything. I'm sorry. He just handed me the paperwork, and then I signed confirming he gave it to me.
Okay, so do you have that paperwork with you?
Yes, sir, right here.
All of it? Do you have everything?
All of it.
Okay.
I think so. It was all stapled together.
It should be the third page.
Is it this one?
No. Look at the next page, the third one. It should say CDC declaration on it.
The declaration under penalty.
Yes.
Okay,
There should
I didn't know I was
be-
supposed to fill it
There
out.
should be some items there.
Oh,
Like, how many is it, 5 of them?
I have the best efforts to obtain all available government assistance.
Yes, okay, so
Okay.
take a few minutes to read every one of those.
Okay,
Whose is that?
yes, sir, I read them.
Okay, if you think that the declaration is something that is correct with you, then you can sign that if you agree with what is said, that it affects you in those ways.
It affects me more than a couple of ways, yes, sir, so I can sign that. I just don't have a pen on me.
Okay, we'll get a pen to you.
Okay, thank you. Because when my son moved out, and he caused these problems, I was making my disability plus his, but now that he's been removed from the home, I only make $938 with my bond payment, taking $400. I don't even make enough to pay the rent there, so, and I've, went to several people for a rental assistance, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Relay, what this means is that this case is going to be abated. And what that means to you is that the case is not dismissed. It just means it's delayed.
Yes, sir.
Right now, the CDC declaration is that we're being told by the government is going to end on March the 31st. And if that happens, then we're going to rehear this case. And if you are not caught up with your rent, you're probably going to be evicted. Okay, so you got till the end of this month. Hang on. Now, this has been going on for over a year now, and every time we get up to the point of the declaration ending, the government always extends it. So it is a possibility that it could be extended again until another future date. If that happens, then this case will be continued to be abated until the new date. So when we get to close to March 31st, you need to probably reach out to the court and find out what the status is of this case.
Yes, sir.
You will be notified of a new hearing by mail. And are we phone call? Or we just did that? And we're going to reach out by phone call. So if you need to make sure before you leave here that we have a good phone number for you.
Yes, sir.
You can do that around at the front at the window, and you need to make sure you check your mail. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, Indian Falls, if you want to contest the declaration, you have the right to. All you have to do is call up here and we can reschedule a hearing. And then we will notify Mrs. Relay if they are contesting this, and we will let you aware of the new hearing date if they do choose to do that. Now, I forgot, what's your name?
Carolina.
Carolina. Thank you, ma'am. So Carolina, if you want to try to do the criminal activity, you're going to have to put that on the petition. So you're going to have to refile. But you're going to have to make sure that before the hearing, if we're still doing Zoom, which I hope we're not, I hope this is the last time we're going to do this, you're going to have to present your evidence before the hearing,
Okay,
meaning police reports. You want to subpoena an officer who was there, that was a part of this deal that with the son and Miss Relay, they can be subpoenaed to come and testify. So
Yeah,
you're going to have to
well-
bring some sort of evidence to the court if you're going to do the criminal activity route.
okay. I do not have anything like, from her part where she was, because I asked her for paperwork. The reason we find out that she went to jail is because our security officer, he's a sheriff, and his name is Christopher Bashford. And he's the one that came in and asked us where she was at. So, and I said, why? And he's like, well, we have a warrant for her. And then he, that's when he told us that she was involved in a crime. And we just waited. And then next thing I know, she was on Facebook that she was arrested. So we waited and waited. This happened back in October. So we waited.
Well,
and December, she
Carolina,
got out.
if you want to present the court this type of evidence, you're going to have to refile, because for this hearing right now, that information is not relevant.
Okay, because
Okay.
whenever I did file, I did circle the one, the girl gave me a paperwork, and I did circle the one for criminal activity as well, but I guess it's not on the computer, I'm not sure.
Well, on your petition, which is the petition that I look at, the front page, if you're gonna evict for other grounds, it needs to be on there and it's blank.
Okay,
The only thing you have is $1,770, and that's actually in the wrong place as well. But I mean, the petitions has to be done properly, especially when we're doing Zoom, because all the evidence has to be presented to the court before the hearing. All that's in the paperwork that you're given.
yes, so
I
I
mean,
will probably,
you can redo this. You're just gonna
I
have to
will.
start from the beginning.
I will go back today and refile for criminal activity since I have proof. So,
And you have to make sure that you present evidence. You just can't tell me about it. You're gonna have to present the
Right.
evidence.
Yeah,
Okay?
I'll call it, I'll go to the police department and get a report.
Okay.
Yeah, thank
All right.
you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Miss Rouleau.
Yes, I just want,
Before you
go
leave,
ahead, I'm sorry.
you don't need to say anything else. Okay.
Okay,
Only thing I need you to do is make sure you go up and leave a good phone number for my staff, or if we do need to call you for rescheduling of a hearing. Okay, because it looks like they're going to go ahead and refile. So we need to be able to make sure that we can get a hold of you.
okay.
All right. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Good luck.
Huh? I know, but they wouldn't listen to me.
Good morning, sir. Can you hear me? You shows that you're muted, sir.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, I can. Thank you. All right. Are you Mr. Ferris?
Yes, sir, I am.
Okay, am I pronouncing your name correct?
Close enough. It's Ferris. Mhm.
Oh, Ferris. Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Ferris, my name is Judge Woodruff, and the defendant in this case has turned in a CDC declaration to the court. I'm sure you're not surprised by that.
Not at all.
We will be more than happy to send you a copy of that if you want us to fax it to you.
Could you email it to me?
Yes, sir, we could do that.
I
Let's
sent,
get it.
I sent an email this morning to your secretary, I believe.
Okay.
So she should have my email address, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know who you sent it to? Was it Jesse or Bonnie or Maria?
Yesenia.
Yesenia. Yeah, that's Jesse.
Jesse? Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I'll email it to you.
Okay, so we will mail that to you, email that to you, sir.
Very good. Okay.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the abatement time period or?
No, do I have any recourse to this at all?
You do. Have you seen the CDC declaration? Have you actually read the qualifications for it?
I did a couple of months ago. I haven't looked at
Okay.
it.
Well, we're going to send it to you. And while you're reading and going over that, if you feel that she doesn't qualify for one of those, then you do have the opportunity to contest it. And if you feel like contesting it, then you can request a hearing, and we will have an additional hearing for that. Now, if you're going to contest some of those things, you're going to need some sort of evidence to convince me that you're correct.
I understand. Yes.
Okay. And I noticed on your petition, there's something about a additional, like a pet in the home.
Yes, I had been driving by there quite a bit, hoping, frankly, that she would just move out. She's now $3,500 in arrears, and noticed there was a cat in the window. There's not supposed to be any pets there.
Okay.
I asked her about it, and she just said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my daughter brought it home." That sort of thing.
Okay.
But-
Is this no pets on your lease that you have with her?
Yes, but she never returned the lease either. So I'm
Well,
really up a
You
tree
can
here.
always refile, and you can put for when you do the grounds for eviction, if you just put 0 for money, because you're not asking for money, but if you want to try to get her on a lease violation, you can always try that. But you're gonna have,
Okay.
again, you're gonna have to have proof to the court. If you see the cat, you can take pictures of it. You can have a
Got
neighbor
one.
you can testify, have a neighbor testify that they've seen the cat. And so you still have an opportunity, but you're gonna have to refile, and your petition is gonna have to be not asking for money.
Okay. Your Honor, is this a private room? I mean, you and your employees only, or is there anyone else available? There's something else I'd like to point out.
The only people here is my two clerks.
Okay, very good. I'm also working with.
Oh,
the
sir.
I'm sorry.
It's also on YouTube.
Okay, I won't talk about this then. Right
Okay.
now. Okay.
All right.
Well, thank you for your time. I hope this wasn't a waste, but
Oh, it's not a waste of time.
I'll refile as soon as I get that email.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
All right. You too.
Okay, so we're gonna get this lady. Okay.
Good morning. Can you hear me, ma'am? It shows me that you're muted. It's showing that you're muted. Your screen is telling me that you're muted.
Okay.
There you go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, you're telling me you're 19402. What's your name, ma'am?
Marcia Cum.
Marcia Kump. And are you the plaintiff or defendant?
I'm the plaintiff for Stone Ridge.
Okay. 19402. Stone Ridge. Is Stone Ridge here?
Well, she's from it. Now we need to look at the other two.
We're trying to see if we can locate the other half. You think maybe what's the names?
It's Crystal.
Crystal?
Crystal Warren.
Crystal Werman. Okay, ma'am, I have someone here. I don't know who it is. I'm gonna pull him up and we're gonna see if that's the other party, okay?
Yes, sir.
is Crystal still living in the apartment?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Whoever Galaxy A20 is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll get the minutes over there for you, okay?
Galaxy A20, can you hear me? Like I'm a space mission. Galaxy A20, if you can hear me, can you turn your camera on, please? Well, the good news is we won't be doing Zoom much longer.
Yay.
Yay. This has been so much fun. Well, I don't know who that is, so I'm going to, I don't want to remove them completely.
I think you can put in that kind of room. Or
All right, I don't know who that was. Did they have it checked in?
no. I
Okay,
think you have one that doesn't have a name.
that's her.
Uh-huh.
That's me. That's in there. Michael's iPhone.
Oh, it's gonna be Mark's.
Okay, Megan Thompson,
Okay, that's Garcia property.
Galaxy A20,
That's we don't
that
know.
we don't know. Debbie Lozano,
Okay, oh, okay, so
And
that's. the
Crystal.
family- Okay, wait, Crystal?
Crystal Hybuck.
I wonder if that's Stonebridge. Yeah, that's only Chris. Oh, that's Garcia. So Garcia has both parties here. Marks has both parties here.
Okay, I'm gonna try to get this Galaxy person up one more time.
That's the only one that it can.
That's
do.
the only one I don't know who it is.
There it is.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me? Galaxy A20, can you hear me? Can you hear me, sir?
We just turned-
Well, that's not a woman. I know that.
Well, there's no other. So we're done with this one. We're done with this one. These two have the plaintiffs and defendants are there.
Mhm,
This lady's outside.
mhm.
So this is the only case we have left. So it would have to be for Crystal.
Man, did you? Oh, there he is. Galaxy A20, can you hear me? Galaxy A20, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Galaxy A20, can you hear me?
This is definitely on there. Mine sent you a message, too.
He's on the phone.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me, sir?
Oh, yes, sir. I didn't know how to work this.
No, well, we're all learning as we go, that's for sure. Are you,
Correct.
what's your name, sir?
Juan de los Santos. It's supposed to be with Debbie Lozano also. I don't know if she can get in it or not.
Oh, she did.
Okay. Yeah, Debbie's already on, sir.
Oh, okay.
So I've got Debbie Lozano and Juan de los Santos. And
Yes.
they're already in the waiting room waiting for their hearing. You're the only person I didn't know who was waiting. Okay, so I'm gonna put you back in the waiting room, okay, sir?
Okay. So will I be on in this with Debbie also, or how does this work?
Well, I could pull y'all both up at the same time.
Oh, okay. So we just have to wait a little longer,
Yeah,
or?
just wait a little longer, sir. I was trying to get you identified because I didn't know who you were.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, we'll get back with you here in a few minutes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
All right,
So we're double checking that she's not out there and then you can do some.
yeah, where's it at? Okay, man, we are gonna check the hallway one last time just to make sure that she hasn't showed up in person. And then she hasn't showed up on the on Zoom, so I'm going to just go ahead and work this as a default. All right, so can I get you sworn in real quick? So raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Wait just one more minute. Okay. All right, so it looks like this property is located at 504, nope, that's, yeah,
Yes, that's right.
504 Kent Boulevard, number 145, apartment A as in Alpha. Is that
Yes.
correct? And it looks like you guys filed a petition for lack of payment of rent in the amount of $1,105. Is that still correct?
Yes, sir. Actually, she owes more because of the month, but that's what I filed.
Okay, do you want to add, you want to amend the petition to add the extra rent?
No, that's fine.
Okay. Is she still living there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And has she presented you guys a CDC declaration?
No, sir.
Okay. She has not presented one to the court as well. And today is the 18th. and 3rd. All right, so her appeal time is going to run until March the 23rd. That's going to be her 5 days. And if you guys need to file for writ of possession, you can do that on March the 24th.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. And now I'm sure you guys are aware if any time between now and that 5 days, if she does turn in the CDC declaration, the case will be abated.
Right.
Okay. So the abatement period right now is, they're telling us, is March the 31st. But I'm sure you're aware that we've been through this all year, and every time we get to that point, it's always been extended.
Yes, sir.
I don't see it not being extended this time. I think we're still kind of early in this year. Hopefully the next time will be the last time they extend it, but we'll just have to wait and see. But if for some reason they don't, then all of our cases that we have abated are going to be scheduled and they'll be reheard.
Great. Thank you. That was my next question.
Okay. So the court's going to rule in favor of the plaintiff an unpaid rent of $1,105. It looks like that. Does she get any type of government assistance at, or is she paying the full rent of $525?
She's paying the full rent.
Okay. All right, so the court's going to rule in favor of plaintiff an unpaid rent of $1,105 plus interest plus court cost.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. Do you have any questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right, well, I appreciate your patience and your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too, ma'am. Hi, good morning. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I cannot hear you. Are you able to hear me? Yeah, I can't. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. Uh,
Oh, look, you can see that she's muted.
Okay, it shows that you're muted.
Wow, so many buttons. Okay.
Now I
Hello.
can hear you.
There we go.
Okay.
Man, you got the oldest guy in the town trying to do technology stuff.
Man.
So I've got Debbie Lozano, Juan de los Santos, and another guy that's apparently part of this. I guess it's a part of the defendant.
Debbie, Juan, and another guy.
Well, it is one.
They're just, yeah, they're there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, it looks okay. So no, I think I know what's going on. Jesse just straightened me out. Debbie Lozano and Juan de los Santos, when Debbie got on it, she put them both together, but actually Juan is on a separate device, so it shows it's two.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna pull them up and see if we can get them going, and then we'll get started.
Okay.
So she showed up. Should have done this. She was good.
This one. I'll go over. No.
Who am I supposed to let in? Unremoved her.
Yeah, you're saying-
Oh,
but she'll come back. She's smart enough.
can you call her?
Yeah, she'll come back. I promise. If not, I'll call her.
You might want to call her just.
She's back.
All right, Mr. De Los Santos, you're showing to be muted.
He's talking.
There?
to me.
Yes, sir, I can hear you. And Miss Lozano, can you hear me, ma'am? You need to take your, Miss Lozano, you need to take your device off mute.
There you go. Sorry about that.
That's okay. All right, so Miss Lozano, you can hear me okay? And Mr.
Yes.
De Los Santos, you can hear me, sir?
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Her husband.
all right. All right, Mr. Mark, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right, my name is Judge Woodruff, and this morning we're having an eviction hearing for cause number 1729. This is Michael Marks versus Debbie Lozano and all other occupants. This property is located at 1954 Hines Boulevard here in Wichita Falls, Texas. And is that the correct address?
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Okay. All right, I need to get everybody sworn in this morning, so I could, if you're gonna be speaking today, could I have you raise your right hands for me, please? All right, do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
I do.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Marie. Close the door, please.
Okay, so Mr. Marks, it looks like you have filed the eviction due to the defendants being in a holdover situation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Holdover.
Yes.
Okay, would one of you just kind of give me a little rundown on what has expired and why we're here today?
More.
We gave a 30-day notice. The defendant does not have the tenant doesn't have a lease agreement with us, so we gave a 30-day notice to vacate the property. It has been past that 30 days, so we filed for the eviction.
Okay, so at one time they did have a lease agreement with you?
Yes, it was 2018 to 2019.
Okay. All right. All right, Mrs. Lozano.
Mhm.
So when you got your 30-day notice, what was the reasoning of not leaving?
Well, I'm gonna go back to where it started in July of 2020 last year. When my husband was laid off, when they did a mass layoff, I had called the office and I spoke to the property manager, which is her, Miss Morgan. I let her know what was going on and that the rent was still gonna get paid every month. And if we can do an agreement on twice a month, 400 every 2 weeks. If she can check with, the landlord for that to see if it was something that he can work with us. And it was worked out. I have proof in black and white, I sent that paperwork to you yesterday in the office. I have copies of them myself. So it's been that. So when, something has been late, I've always called the office. I've spoke to Miss Morgan and I've texted her also. She's been texting me as well to let them know, hey, it's going to be a day late, 2 days late. And it was okay. She would text me back and tell me, hey, you know what? Okay, I'm going to let the landlord know. So everything was good. I got, my husband was diagnosed with COVID. Well, he got COVID late November. And so I had let her know also over the phone and text message, hey, if the $400 is not going to be able to be paid in 2 weeks, it's going to be in 3 weeks because he couldn't go to work that other week. She said it was okay. How much do you have to give me now? And I think it was like a $400 payment. I called the health department. I said, hey, I got to pay my rent. How am I going to do it? She said, she let me know you can pay it outside of the building. So that's what I did. She met me outside. 2 days, she gave me a receipt. 2 days later, she comes to my doorstep saying, hey, you know what? Michael wants you out. He wants no money. He wants none of this. You got to get out. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why didn't you tell me this beforehand? So anyways, I had made contact with the school. Her name is Miss Casey Taylor. She's a risk coordinator at Lamar Elementary. And she had given me the number to a Nortex and they got a hold of me. I explained the situation and they paid for the month of December and January. Excuse me if I cry because I get mad. I start crying when I get mad. But they helped out for December and January. Only if the landlord was going to continue to allow us to stay in the home. Now, I signed a paper for them to release the money to him if he agreed to allow us to stay. And he gave me and my husband his word. I think it was November 28th. No, I'm sorry, November 25th. And he gave us his word over the phone. Hey, you know what? You don't have to move out. I'm gonna accept the $400 payment again. And that was the thing between November, December. We skipped, I think the month skipped January, February started again. He kept changing his mind. And that's what I was getting from him. And that's what I was getting from the office. And I even got that from his other secretary. Her name is Mary. That he's just confused all the time. And he says, yes, he says, no, he wakes up in a bad mood. He's there and he's, he says, well, I don't want to be unfair to them. It's a yes today. It's a no tomorrow. Okay. And I was upset, of course, like I am right now. And I told my husband, I told Miss Mary and Miss Morgan, if it's going to be a yes, tell me no. Tell me now. If it's going to be a no, tell me also. So that way I'm not like, okay, well, what kind of games are we playing here? So anyways, they wrote a check for $1,800. And, the agreement was to allow me and my husband and my children to stay in the home, pay the rent February. I had not given them dates February because my husband was still working part-time. Well, when he got his job back, he was working part-time and the office knew about that. in call and text messages. I let them know about that. So her being his property manager, I would expect for that communication between me and the office to be communicated to him. Now, if that communication is not going on, I have no part of that. But it just upsets me because I'm getting, we're getting slapped in the face like, oh, well, no, he didn't say this, or, you were wrong about everything. And that's just a complete lie. And so come February, I have text messages back and forth of February.
Thank you.
And, it's like, okay, well, he says yes, he says no. So again, there's the confusion. And then I get a text message from Miss Morgan, February 12th, saying, hey, I don't know if you got a letter in the mail yet, but it's stating that Michael's going back to the eviction for December. And I was like, so then, is it a yes or a no? So she's like, well, wait, I gotta call him, I think it was like a couple minutes later, if not 2 days later, she texts me back and she says, well, he says if you have the money now. So boom, there again, it's like, okay, well, does he want us in the house or not? So that tells me, he's giving us a chance to get her, he's not. When I had already told her, we are going to pay the rent this month. I'm still trying to get assistance for, to pay the rent, to help out. And I guess whatever information had gotten back to him, it didn't, it wasn't setting in, or, I don't know if he just forgot. I'm not sure what happened there. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Okay. And so, I told her, because she said it was dropped off on Monday, February 5th, that it was mailed. And that was incorrect because it wasn't mailed. There was a stamp on the letter. So that means it was delivered into my mailbox. But I was not aware until I think it was Friday the 9th is when she texted me, or she called me to let me know. And I told her, so then what's the situation now? Does he want us there or not? And again, she told me, well, let me call him, let me text him, and boom, it changed all over again. Him asking for the money. So I think it was like the 25th on a Thursday. He calls me. I think he called me. If not, I called him. I think he called me. And I called him. I think it was because he sent me a message to my phone saying, I see you're still trespassing on my property. You need to move out or I'm going to court. So I called him and I told him, so, what is it? Now that you're on the phone, is it a yes or a no? And that's when he finally, made up his mind. So, and I know, it's confusing to you. And like I said, it was confusing to me. And that's why I saved all the text messages. And, I remember the phone calls that I had with her. But again, the communication between the office itself, it's just not there. I know what's being said. Miss Morgan knows what's being said. And my husband knows what's being said. Because usually when I talk to the office, he's on the other line. And so that way it's not like, oh, well, he said, she said. It's like, we know what's said. And I have no reason to lie. Are we out of the house right now? Yes, we are out of the house. But because he gave me his final word, no, yeah, you know what? You have to move. And I even told him that day, tomorrow I'm going to give the money for the 26th. And I had already told Miss Morgan that too. February 12th was going to be $400 and the rest was going to be paid in full the 26th. And like I said, when I talked to him Thursday, February 25th, he finally said no. And I said, okay, you know what? Then let's go. Yes, it did take me a while to move out of the house because I do have 4 kids. I have to save the money to move out. And I think Miss Morgan said that he was going to take us to court already. So I think it was March 4th or March 5th. We had started getting everything out. So by the evening of March 6th, I think it was Saturday night, or March 7th, Sunday night, we were completely out. So, and then I think when I called the court, they told me, hey, he filed for eviction. You got court March 18th. I said, I'm not even in the house anymore. Why am I still being taken to court for something that, we didn't do anything wrong.
Okay, so Miss Lozano, you're testifying today that you're not in the residence?
No, we're not. We haven't been there. Do I still have the keys to the property?
When did you move? When were you out of the residence? Completely out?
Completely out. I want to say March 7, March 8.
Okay.
There was a small little leak, and I'm going to mention it right now. There was a small little leak that had happened, but my husband fixed that completely. And
okay.
So the way the house, of course it's painted because, the 2 of the previous property managers before was Miss Morgan, Miss Lindsay Miller, she had given us permission to paint. So I did paint the house, and they did the floors, and everything. I appreciate all that. But for them to say, hey, I can't give you the deposit back unless the house is completely, in clean condition and rent ready. The house wasn't even rent ready when it was, when it was turned into us.
Okay.
So did I
all right.
wash the carpets and all that? I did, but I mean, it's just upsetting that they don't want to hand over anything of the deposit. If anything, like I told the office, we're leaving the house in better conditions.
All right, well, Ms. Morgan, just hang on 1 second, ma'am. Thank you for talking. Ms. Morgan, can you hear me, ma'am?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. So are they out of the residence?
That is what she's saying, but I have not gotten the key back for the property.
Okay, all right. So I take it you guys are still wanting to pursue the eviction? You're not asking for a dismissal or anything of that nature because they're out of the apartment, out of the house?
So I want to proceed with the eviction. Yes.
Okay, all right.
Can I say something right quick? I had, I think it was Monday when I did call Miss Morgan to the office. I asked her about the keys and the deposit. I told her, hey, like I'm completely out, you know, can somebody meet me here? Or do I have to have a constable, you know, out here, you know, because I didn't want any commotion going on with the landlord. But she told me that the landlord doesn't want her to discuss anything else with me. Why? For that reason, I cannot explain that reason to you. So, you know, she told me all you got to do is contact the landlord. So that's what I did. And I told him, hey, I was told by the office to call you. And he simply said, there's nothing to discuss.
Okay.
So it was kind of like a little bit of a commotion there. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time because I didn't call him to argue. I called him solely to tell him, hey, you know what? I'm out of the house. I got the keys. Do you
Alright.
want them? Do you not? And the only reason, and he did tell me you can leave the keys there in the house and lock the door or give them to Clayton, which is the maintenance for him. The only reason I did not I still have the keys is because I don't want to hand over the keys and someone's going to go and mess up the property. Because there's been people already entering the house. There's holes in the walls that were not there. The man from next door, I think is the man from next door, has already been moving wood from the back of the house to his fence. So I don't know if anybody has busted the back door down, has gone into the windows. I have no idea. But the paint, how I left it is still exactly the same. Like I said, we fixed the little leak that was in the restroom. But the other day, I think I went to go get my water hose and my rose bushes. And my husband said, hey, someone got in the house. So,
okay, well, I mean, it's just not really, that's something that I need to hear right now. So Mr. De Los Santos, you're muted if you didn't realize that. So.
Okay,
all right,
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir, I can hear you. Thank you. I didn't know if you knew you were muted or not.
No.
Okay, so as far as concerning the eviction process here, you know, when you're in a holdover situation and you're given your 30-day notice, which was given, as far as the court's concerned, everything was done legally and properly as far as the eviction processes goes. Whatever y'all's arrangements were throughout the course of the year, you know, that's between you and them. There's nothing that you can really prove in court either way, unless there was some sort of written agreement, contract signed between the two parties that's presented to the court, which didn't happen.
well, they have proof of that. I just
Okay,
wasn't able to give it.
ma'am, I understand that. I don't have proof of it. Okay, I'm the one that makes the decision. And this is a court and decisions have to be made by what's presented.
I did.
And I understand that your situation, you're frustrated and, you know, I understand that. But as far as the eviction goes, the court is going to award the eviction because of the fact that you're in a holdover situation. And so I understand that you are out of the apartment. So I don't have to tell you that you need to get out because you're already out. So I wish you guys the best of luck and I hope you find a nice place and you guys are happy. Okay?
Excuse me, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you something. Since we already left the house, the only reason that the keys weren't turned in because we told them, okay, we need somebody to come and look at the place. That way we can get our deposit back. Now they're going around in circles, not wanting to go and see the place.
Okay.
They're trying to say that they're gonna keep the deposit.
Uh-huh.
the deposit has nothing to do with the rent or whatever. I mean,
Well, they
we
can
spoke to
keep,
somebody
they
at the
can,
court.
Mr. De Los Santos, if you owe them any type of money, anything, could be late fees, it could be back payment, could be, I don't know, it could be anything. That's not, the petition's not asking for money. So I don't know what the situation is with the rent, but if you guys were behind in your rent and you did owe them money, then that deposit, you're probably not going to get back.
Okay, but the check was made out to $1,800.
Okay.
That paid for whatever rent we were paid, we were late on, and the late fees. And I
Okay.
signed so they can release that money. Right now, we're not backed up on any rent at all.
That's something that I can't make a decision on because I don't have any of that to look at. If you feel like something's wrong with that, you have other options that you can pursue. But it's not right now in this particular court.
Which court would that have to be in
That would
then?
be in small claims court.
Okay, now I know you mentioned earlier too that you don't have proof of any agreement. I took the paperwork to your office yesterday. They made copies and they told me they were going to turn them into you. So I don't understand how you're saying that you don't see any type of agreement. If it's there, it was handed to you. They told me in black and white.
Well, because the
It should have been the first
petition is
page.
being filed for lease violations or not having a lease and being a holdover. They're not suing you for money.
Okay, holdover, can you explain that to me?
A holdover is say that you had a lease with someone and that lease expired and there was not a renewal of a new lease. So at that point, you become a month to month,
Right.
which is called a holdover. And in a holdover situation, they have to give you a 30-day notice, which they did. If you had a lease, then it would be a 3-day notice. But since you are not on a lease with them, that means if basically you're a holdover.
Now, the 30-day lease, how is that even accurate if it was dated from December? They just brought up the 30-day notice again from December, and all of that money was paid off. So I don't understand how it's being brought back up to the month of February.
Well, they can get, once they give you that 30-day notice, then basically they can file their eviction anytime after that 30 days.
Okay, and if we were out by the time those 30 days were up, I mean, what?
Well, the
I mean,
problem is, again, you're not really technically out until you have returned and turned in your keys.
Well,
That's the problem with that.
I completely understand. I did let him know if there was going to be, confusion again and everything, since he didn't want to discuss anything with me either. I told him I would just turn him into the court.
Okay, well, that's not the place to turn in the keys.
I know that, but I just
It-
didn't want to be any,
Right.
any more of that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I understand that you're frustrated, but that's just the way that the situation that everyone has found themselves in this morning.
All right, sir, I got a quick question for you. So what does that mean? I mean, you're gonna go ahead and do that eviction thing. Where does that put us? You know what I mean? Since we're not even at the house no more.
Mhm. Well, you have options. If you can appeal the decision made by the court. That's an option that you can do. You can appeal it, and that just takes it to a higher court, but you're still out. I mean, you've already left.
Yeah, I mean, we're not even at the house. You know what I mean? Another thing is, this man was on the phone before he said, "Oh, we're gonna do this eviction deal." He let us know ahead of time that he knew the judge, so that he was gonna get his way either way. I mean,
yes, correct. That's what he did
you
say.
know what I mean? So I don't know if he was speaking about you or some other judge, but
I don't know.
I mean, we were doing everything by the book. We just wanted to see what was really going on. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They're talking about this about not having a lease. They never wanted to give us the lease after they got their money.
Well,
They're just
Mr.
giving us the
De Los
runaround.
Santos, I mean, they don't have to give you a lease once your lease is expired.
All right,
If
but
I
they
was
did.
if I was in your situation and somebody wasn't willing to give me a lease, I would get out. because the
Yeah,
lease
well,
what protects you.
Yeah, well, that's what I did. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? I got out before
Well,
they
they
even.
gave you a 30-day notice and y'all didn't get out.
No, they
While
gave
we're
that
here.
30-day notice. That 30-day notice was given to us, and we were already in the process of moving out. That's what we didn't understand because we called the court and let them know, hey, we're already moving out. We just got this paper.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I mean, I can't answer that question because I'm not the landlord, but if I don't receive my keys, and then technically you're not out because you still have keys to the residence.
all right, all right. So
I mean,
then
it's-
all he wants, I mean, he's gonna get his keys. I don't need them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But okay. So then where's that putting my name and Debbie's name off of this eviction getting put through? You know what I mean?
Well,
Like, what does that do?
now if someone was to call up to the court and ask if so-and-so had ever been in an eviction court, then the answer to that would be yes. Because we are in eviction court right now.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
then
so
it's
that-
gonna count against us, even though we're out, but since we're still holding on to the keys. That's why it's still gonna count against us.
Yes,
No,
because technically you aren't out of the residence.
Oh, Lord.
all right.
Okay?
So,
All
yes,
right.
sir. That's
All right.
good.
All right. Thank you, sir, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Alrighty, thank you.
You have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Thank you, phone go.
Mhm.
You losing the phone back.
No, they got off the call. Did you want to ask the judge?
Well,
Oh,
you're still there. We done?
Yeah, we're done, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, well, hang on. Let me go ahead and make the ruling official. The court's going to rule in favor of the plaintiff with interest plus court costs. And now, like normal, they do have 5 days to appeal. I don't think they'll do that since they're out. But if you guys need to wait the 5 days,
we need to
can
wait 5 days to change the and everything for them to give them to appeal his decision.
Okay, so Mr. Marks, Daryl, if you guys just wait the 5 days, and that's going to be Tuesday, the 23rd.
Okay.
Is midnight, Tuesday the 23rd, and then on the 24th, that's when the appeal date will end.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hello? Can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you.
Hi.
Good morning. Hi, good morning. My name is Judge Woodruff, and this morning we're hearing an eviction hearing for number 1732. This is Garcia Properties versus Crystal. Crystal, how do you pronounce your last name?
It's Hubick.
Hubick. Crystal Hubick and all occupants. This property is located at 1528 Speedway Avenue.
Yeah, that's what everybody told me when you budget for these. You know, I'm you know that way. But hey, I've got a client waiting.
All right, if I could get everybody sworn in real quick, if you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Okay, so by looking at the petition, it looks like we have some sort of a lease violation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell me a little bit about what's been going on?
We're asking for possession of the property. It's a non-smoking property. There is smoking in the property right now.
On the porch.
Hang on, Mrs. Habeck. Give me 1 second. So
That's a fun one. Oh, that's a good one. All right, talk to you later.
did you guys send your lease agreement to the court before the hearing?
Do we send a lease agreement?
Yeah, I'm looking through the paperwork. I don't see your lease.
They didn't ask for one.
Who's they?
It's the,
You mean like my office?
yeah.
So are you single? How much you
Yeah, they didn't ask for one. They just said to explain what that section
Okay,
is.
all right, hang on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, if you guys always fill these petitions out, and in here, since we're going on Zoom, all the instructions are in there for Zoom meetings. And here it says, if you intend to offer any exhibits during the hearing, each exhibit must be marked with an exhibit number and emailed or given to the court no later than 1 p.m. the day before the hearing. And the reason why we do that is because if you're going to do some sort of a lease violation, I need to see a lease and see where that lease violation is. And also, can you give me any idea, like how you know they're smoking or anything about that?
When going by the property, when the tenant answers the door, I can smell it. And there, like I said, there's no smoking on the property, whether it's cigarettes or marijuana. It cannot be smoked in the property.
Well, I smoke cigarettes on the front porch.
Okay, Ms. Havick, I'll get with you in just a minute, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
So, Megan, are you? See, it's kind of hard to do these lease violations if I don't have a lease or if I don't have any type of evidence that there is smoking in the property. I mean, you tell me that you can smell smoke, but is this an apartment complex or a house? What is this?
A house.
Okay. And do you have any like photographs of smoking or neighbors complaining of smoking? Anything that you could present to the court?
I mean, no, I've never had to do that before, so I don't know. I mean,
Well, usually you come to court, you bring your lease with you, right?
I always bring my entire folder, yes.
Yeah. And unfortunately with the Zoom, I understand that we're not in the courtroom, which is why it makes this a little more difficult. And that's why we're not gonna be doing this much longer. That's why all evidence has to be presented to the court before the hearing for I can look at it. And right now with this case, I don't have anything to look at. I have you saying that they're smoking and she's saying she smokes on the porch.
I mean, either way, it actually states that you can't smoke at the property, period, inside or out.
All right, well, I don't have that to look at.
So, I mean, I can,
It's not that I don't believe you. It's just that I don't have what the court requested before the hearing. That makes
Okay.
sense. Okay, so you're gonna have to refile this case and you're gonna have to bring evidence to the court unless you want to wait until we go to in-person hearings, which is next week. So if you refile this case, we will have the hearing in the courtroom. And that way you can bring all your evidence. And if you have evidence to present regarding the smoking, besides I smell smoke, you need to bring that to the court at that time as well.
okay, so her just telling you that she does, that doesn't
But
count.
you're
as-
just telling me she does too.
Exactly.
No difference.
I don't smoke in the house, so.
I mean, I'm saying,
That's
when
why
we,
I don't,
when we refile, is that not considered evidence that she just stated that she does smoke there? It's
that
not.
she smokes on the porch. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I will remember that. But I don't have the lease in front of me that tells me where she can and cannot smoke.
Okay.
Okay?
And I have one more, do I need to submit the declaration that I signed for the COVID thing?
No, ma'am, they're not evicting you for non-payment of rent. They're evicting you for a lease violation.
Okay, and I have one more thing. I am looking for another house. But I'm in college full-time. I'm working all overnight full-time. I'm a single mom with a 3-year-old. I haven't put any applications because I've just been so tired. Every time I sit down on my phone to do it, I fall asleep. So all I gotta do, literally all I'm lacking is submitting my applications for other homes. So I was just wondering if I can, like, if I have a new house by the next court date, do I need to attend the court date or still?
Ma'am,
or how does that work?
if you get served to be in court, then you need to be there.
Okay, I just wanted to know how that worked.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, so the judge is going to dismiss this one for the judge, and Megan, I would just refile, okay? And I'm gonna need a lot more than just what happened today, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.